Christmas, Bob. I'm gonna knock over my coffee here. I'm gonna scoot over a little bit. Oh, nice. I got a big box under the tree too this year. Where's everybody? Is everybody at home, or are you traveling for the holidays? We're at home, obviously. I'm here. Merry Christmas. Yeah, my stepsister and her husband, their Christmas card always says Merry Christmas. Their last name's Murray. Bunky and Craig Murray. Hey, 6'9", what's going on? How many people do we have? Just kind of, everybody's waking up. You got the day off, so you're sleeping in. I thought I'd show you like a Silent Night. And you can use a pick or your fingers. We'll talk about the harmony a little bit. Yeah, I know, right? I'm not exactly on time, but not as late as usual. The lesson on triads I'll probably do next week. I meant to do kind of a worksheet for that and to upload to, and I just forgot and got busy. We got my daughter's coming in town today, so with her husband. The boys will be here tomorrow. Alex and I will be playing at church tonight and tomorrow night. And we played, I think we have a total of six Christmas Eve services. This year, because of the way Christmas fell on a Wednesday, they decided to go ahead and make the Saturday service and the 2 Sunday services just the Christmas Eve service. We always do like a candle lighting thing where everybody has a candle and they light it and they turn the lights off and it's really pretty. And they sing Silent Night. For years I would be up there and kind of underscoring Dudley, the pastor, and which was always unusual because every weekend the keyboard player, whoever's playing keyboards that weekend, they're the ones doing the they're doing the underscores, stuff like that. But and so just on Christmas Eve I would do it, and then I think because this song was the whole point of, I think it started when Dudley told the story about a Silent Night, and it was the organ broke, and so was it Franz? What's his name? Franz Gruber got up and played the song on acoustic guitar, and no, he played it on a Les Paul through a Marshall stack, and he basically yeah, it was kind of, I don't know if I think he wrote it on that. Maybe he needed, because the organ broke and they didn't have a song, or they needed a song, so he wrote the song maybe inspired by the fact that the organ broke. Silent Night, because organs can be really loud. Organ, like a serious organ, is louder than a rock band. It's crazy. Hey Bruce, good morning. Merry Christmas to everyone. So I thought we'd do some just kind of do a fingerstyle version of Silent Night. And again, I've got a lot of work to do. I've got to play tonight at church, and my daughter's coming to town. So I'll probably cut it a little short today as well, Bruce. I mean, you can hit me up with a reminder at the hour. I won't stop in an hour, but I doubt. But what I'll do is I'm going to write out some of the chords we're going to need here. I'll put them there, and then names of the chords. So that just repeats, so that's 2 times there. I'll do this chord. Usually I would do maybe something. What was I would. There's a million chords you could do there, and there's a lot of different arrangements of it. I don't ever go to the E minor chord, but I think some people go to the E minor chord, if they're playing in the key of G. So let me start showing you the chords that we're going to do, and I'll just, like I said, I'll write them over here. I'll create a new text thing, right? And then I'm going to write, like G 6, and it's basically going to be something like 3x0030. And that would be the first chord. So you can kind of figure out how you want to finger that. And then what I'm going to do is I'll center this here. Hopefully have room for all the other chords. And now I can add chords to it. And I did like a D5 to start. It's going to go D5 to D, just regular old D. And the D5 is going to be this. And what D5 means is it's just a power chord. D5 is shorthand for power chord. I remember back in the day, I think I would put PC, like DPC for power chord. Or you would say D, no third, but this actually is a lot faster. So then it goes, let's see. And it just kind of goes to a C. It could even be a C5, actually. You could do a C power chord. Here's how you might do that. 3x open 1 3. If you're using your fingers, you'll notice that most of these voicings are 4 notes. Okay, now I need, whoops. Okay, next. And then it's going to be G. Let's see. A little out of tune, sorry. So, back to G, and then it's going to be kind of the same thing, but this time it's going to be like C, and then we're going to add the 5th, and then the sharp 4 or sharp 11, and then that, just the melody, and then back to G. So no new chords. Again, same exact thing. Okay, and then back to the D5 we have, and then we're going to go up to this D7. Okay, that D7 is played like this. Again, but nothing on the bottom two strings. Open D string gives us our root, and then it's going to be 5, 7, 8. It's kind of a cool voicing, and you're going to probably want to lay down your first finger because you're going to go to it, and just like a G5, and then we'll do it. I think we'll do that chord. That'll probably be the easiest, and so then it's going to be an A9. And the way we're going to voice is nothing on the bottom. And this will be a 5-string chord, so we can kind of strum it with our thumb, make it real dramatic, or if we're picking, we can just do pick. So 5, 6, 5, 7. And I'll double check all of this. And then, okay. So those are kind of the main chords. We'll also use a standard D7. But if we were to play, let me write out the chord progression real quick too. I could put it down here. All right. I can move this over a little bit. Another. What am I looking for? Text, there it is. All right, so this will be Silent Night. Quiet knock. Oh, are people showing up? Not really. It's the same people. Okay. And keep in mind, this is in 3/4, so we're going then kind of go to D. Okay, you know what? I need to make this smaller, don't I? Hold on, so let me do that now. Okay. Okay. So then I can put this in here. I'm going to make it a lot smaller. You know what? I'm going to get rid of the Silent Night part. Just have the chords. Okay. Oh, I need another bar. Oh, it's I've got to add a lot more G chords there. So slash, slash, slash. Sounds very Dexter-like. Slash. That's okay. Slash, slash. And then and 2 bars of D. And then C, basically. I'm just doing the basic harmony. To G. Oops. Capital G. And then, let's see, where am I? Okay. All right, so we're gonna have this is gonna be duplicated here, so it's gonna be C. Oh wait, I'm forgetting to put a space there. And then one here too. Right? Okay, yeah, that looks good. And it's gonna go to G. And then I'm going to copy and paste that. Oh wait, I need a space after that again. I'll did it again. Okay. Now copy this and paste it there. All right. And then, so then that's going to be like D, 2, 3, D7, G, A. And we can even just put a hold on that, but D, D7, and then G. And for dramatic purposes, you could do it, just hold this A7 chord. So what am I doing here? Nope. Okay. And then G. G. D. We could just say D7. D7, ba, ba, to G, for basically 2 bars. All right. That's basically it. Let me just check my work. Merry Christmas. I don't know if there'll be a do I have a tab of this? I might have a tab of this. Hold on. Because I did do this. Let me just check real quick. Hold on. YouTube. No, go here. I think I did a lesson on this years and years ago. I was looking for things to teach, you know. Silent Night tutorial, 2013. Let me go here. Oh, wait. Let me mute this. Okay. What's that? Original here. Dang it. No, I did not create a tab for it. Let me see if I have it anywhere. Let me just do a search on my computer. Nada, nothing. So I probably wrote, back then, I was still teaching back then, so maybe I wrote it out, but I didn't make copies of it. That was 2013. So if you search my channel, if you enter Strahle Silent Night, you'll probably find it. And I play through it and probably did it slightly differently than I'm doing it now. And then, but for this, the chords, G, or you play G like this, but G and then D and C, and I'm playing adding the pinky on top for the C. But you can play, if we're just strumming the chord, you're just accompanying singers, then you can play the chords any voice you want. You can do C2, and then D, D7, G, A7, G, D7, G. Now, you could do, let's see, I could put, instead of the G there, I could do E minor. Let's see. So I'll put E minor in parentheses there. Because the A7 kind of comes out of nowhere if you just go from G to A7. But if you put an E there, then that becomes kind of the, an E minor there, that becomes kind of the 2 to the A7 being the 5, if that makes sense. Very common progression, a 2-5-1 progression. But this is not going to, it's not going to D. That's what it would normally do. But I've heard, I've heard it done E minor there too. So, get up in this range here. And also using bar chords is going to sound a little jazzier. I can do. I couldn't do a flat 9 because you want the 9 on top. So I could do maybe a 13th with a flat 5. So let's go. Let's just play. So G, 2, 1, 2. It's a waltz. You could play bass chord, bass chord. Now D. Not a bad exercise to do. The reason is it helps you practicing picking out those bass notes with a pick. Right? You may not be very precise. Notice on the C chord I got my thumb over the top of the nut there, so I can mute that bottom string. And if you want to kind of just practice grabbing those bass notes from out of thin air, you can just like do D to C to G, and obviously E minor and G, those are going to be pretty easy because you're hitting the bottom string, so you don't really, it's just right there. It's very natural to hit. You might have to do this. You have to look at the strings to make sure you don't hit any others, but the idea is to not have to look at the strings. And again, for a safety measure, I'm keeping my thumb over here, a little trick, just in case I hit the wrong string. And then the other thing you can do too, you don't necessarily need to hit one string when you do the bass note. You can hit a couple, so you're not necessarily afraid or need to be too precise and be too small of a motion, or be afraid you're going to hit the wrong string. If you hit a couple strings, you're probably likely to snag the one you want in there. So you can. It sounds better, it sounds tighter if you're more precise and you hit just the one note. But you're not always going to be able to do that, especially if you're trying to play loud, or if you're in front of a bunch of people. You're going to, if there's other people playing, you got a bass player, it's even more irrelevant. But if you're by yourself, it sounds nice to pop that D string out there. Boom. And it's just another thing to practice, to kind of put on your list of things to get down, because you'll find that it comes in handy to be able. Hey, Avito, what's going on? Good to see you. What was the jazzy diminished chord? Well, this was, so that was an E minor 7 with a flat 5. Okay, and the way I'm playing that is open E, but then I'm playing 7, 8, 7, 8. and my melody note is up there on the top, that G note. So I'm not playing the E string. Although you could play everything, and still the audience's ear is still going to be attracted to not the highest string, but the highest note. Hear that note? But you can focus it even more if you don't play anything above that. And I haven't really talked about playing chord melodies, but basically the gist of that is you play the chords and the melodies at the same time. And I used to think that I need to have a chord for every melody, but now I realize that people don't need to hear they're fine with that. They don't need to hear or whatever. And you can do stuff like that to make it interesting, maybe on the repeat or something. But yeah, so that's that chord. And then the other one, the A7, so I was playing an A9. Here's the A9. Oh, it's right here. The A9. 05. I'm barring 05, 6, 5, 7. You could grab it like that, but I'm probably going to put my pinky instead on top. And if you want to flat that note, that's a 5. Ooh, kind of sexy. Maybe too sexy for Christmas. So it'd be like, let's see. Yeah. I mean, that one's nice. I'm not sure I like the E minor 7 flat 5. Maybe E minor 7 11. It's kind of nice. See, that's just something weird. It almost needs to be almost even E minor to me sounds better. It's like the simpler the better on that chord. Kind of sets up the if you decide to go really, you can resolve that flat 5 up. And I'll show you that chord in a second. So as simple as that is, I could do E minor 7. But again, something about that E minor just kind of sets it up nice. It's like, wow, it just jumps out. Okay, so, and you also notice that I didn't do the D5 on that. I just went straight to this shape here at the 5th fret. And I'm taking the pinky off and I'm playing open D, 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret. And that's just a D7 chord with a A on top. Hit it again, the top note. And then add the pinky and hit it, like that. And now you've got a D7 chord. You still had, this is a D7 chord too. And then take off the pinky and hit that note. And then hit the 2nd string, which is an F sharp. E minor 7 works fine. Merry Christmas, Dennis. You're almost ahead of us. You're almost Christmas Eve over there. And then, okay, so that one. Okay, let me write that one out. It might not fit in here. Let me see if I can get it to fit. Let's see. Which one's this? Okay. If you want to get sexy, it's A7 flat 5. Okay, and I'm just gonna. Oh, dang it. We have a midnight service, yeah. That's the one we typically go to at church. Let's see. So then that was nothing on the bottom. Then open. Then we have the G note, which is the 7th. Then we have the C sharp. We have the E flat, which is the flat 5. And then we have that, right? And there's that's definitely a 4-finger chord. Sorry, I mean, if I made this a lot smaller, I could put it there, but it's just going to have to do. I wonder if I put some spaces. Will it let me do that? Yeah, that kind of works. Becker, what's going on? Yeah, so I kind of like that. So now, if we're going to play this with the melody and the chords together, and technically it's a chord melody, I feel like it's almost a little bit more figure style sound, not less jazzy. When I think chord melodies, like I said, you know, what is it? What am I thinking of? I think of those kind of things. Finger style, this is almost more like a, finger style thing. So, let's play through the chords again. I don't even know if we ever got all the way through. Let's play the chords down here, okay? G, G, boom, then D. And you could alternate with a bass note if you want sometimes too. You go root fifth, C, G, D7, G for 2 bars. Top. Now again, I'm in 3, so you can't climb up the way you would normally. C. Again, I'm playing C with my pinky on the top string. C. D7, E minor, A7, G, D7. A lot more changes at the end there. I gotta make a couple notes on the thing here. Yeah, and I've got work to do today, so I doubt I'll be able to get around to doing a tab for this. But it wouldn't be a bad idea. So, all right. So I need a bar separator here, and I need an extra bar, an extra space there. That looks better. All right. Both safe, yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah, and again, you can play G or E minor there. It doesn't really matter. I usually play G. So, but I don't normally play A7 flat 5. Or oh no, that's not A7 flat 5. That's A9 flat 5. All right. Edit. A. That's a big difference. Not really. But that top note is the 9th. So that would be called an A9 flat 5. And because it's A9, it implies that there's a 7th in there, okay? If it was A add 9, it would be an A triad, A, C sharp, and E, and then the 9th, which is B. Now, I wouldn't call A add 9 that. I would call it A2. Basically an A triad plus the 2nd. Hey, Catherine, what's going on? Hey, Becker, what's going on? And Avito, Vito, you've been here for a while. Yeah, chord melodies will make you a chord, and that's the other thing I love, you can do cool, like if I take that flat 5 on that A9, resolve that to a regular 5, make it a sharp 5, and then take it up to the 6. So what I did was I took the voice on the 2nd string and just did a chromatic line like that. You can kind of do whatever you want, especially when you're by yourself. So you got this. minor. And then, all right, so we've done the chords. Let's try to do the melody. D note there on the second string, third fret, then open E string, and then back to the D, and then open B. And then do that again. And then we're going to have the A up here at the 5th fret. Oops. Down to D. Okay. So 5th fret to the 2nd fret, A to F sharp, G to D. And then E, G, F sharp. That's the money right there. It's like, I mean, that sharp 11 is just money. That's the heartstring tugging note, right? Remember? Anytime you do kind of that. Film scores use it all the time. Film composers use it all the time in a tender moment. So that's kind of what's happening there. Okay, and then so we have that same melody that we start with D, D open 3rd fret 2nd string, then open E, back to the 3rd fret 2nd string, and then open B, and then same thing. The E, G, F sharp, E, and then I think the same. Yeah. Then we have the D, this, and we're just basically outlining a D7 chord. We have the A, but this time we're like, you can grab it right now with the 1st finger. On the top string, 5th fret. Then the 8th fret for the C, back to the A, and then down to the... Hey David, Merry Christmas. Down to the F sharp. I'm lurking on electric because I don't want to set off the downstairs neighbor's violin practice. They're at the early stage. Oh no. That's hilarious. I remember when my sister took violin, it didn't last long. It was brutal. And I couldn't do any better. And then it goes to G, and then up to the B. So 3rd fret, 7th fret, so now we have G, D, 3rd fret, 2nd string, open B, 3rd fret, D, down to C, down to A, and then root G. The A13 is nice too. Ooh. That makes me want to have a bourbon in my hand. Merry Christmas. A little rum cake or something. What I just noticed about this song, the lowest 2 notes in the song are the last 2 notes. The lowest note up until the last 2 notes is the B note, open B string, right? And then it doesn't get, but here, so if you're trying to figure out what key is best for you on this one, probably find your lowest note, that you can sing and then make that the root of the key. Because the lowest note of the song is G, and we're playing the key of G. So if you can hit that G, maybe then you can say. So you would probably do Silent Night, Holy Night. You wouldn't want to get started out up here. Oh, Silent Night. It's kind of like the Star Spangled Banner. You don't want to start it too high because it goes a lot higher from the beginning, right? So yeah, you got to be aware of that. But G's a real standard key. I think that's the original key. Sorry, bored fingers. All right, so I'm putting the pick down for now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to voice some of these melodies into the chords. Okay, so we've done the chords, basic chords. We've done, we played the melody, and where I played the melody just now, if you can rewind back and do it again, those are pretty much the positions that we're going to use. That's why I did it that way. The chords were just, when we played the chords, it was just, let's play the song and pretend like we're accompanying a singer or a bunch of people, a whole room full of people singing. Oh, that did it? Fast version of Moana. You must have little kids, or had little kids. They're grown now. Moana's about 20 years old, right? Alex and I played for Disney for the 20th anniversary of Moana. We did some ukulele songs. It was fun. So I'll start with the G, but what I'm doing here is I'm just playing second finger on the third fret of the bottom string, and I'm putting my third finger on the second string third fret. So they're both on the third fret, and I'm kind of just playing bottom string, the G string, and the second string. So sixth string, third string, second string. So I'm playing just, it's almost like G power chord, really. It's root, fifth. And then I'm hitting the open E string, and then back down to the third fret of the second string. Okay, now I might fill it out a little bit more than that. Right? I might hit the bass note again with that last note. Maybe hit 3 notes. Hit the bottom string, and then the third string and the second string. Right now I don't really have much of a nail on my third string finger, so. Okay, you can just practice that. Now, when I would do it at church, I would do this. Check this out. So I'm kind of doing this. I'm grabbing the bass note and the melody note, and then filling in there. And then that's just a little, I'm playing the F sharp against the G string, and then the E against the G string, and then back down to the D. That would be a little bit more complex. You could do a dominant seventh. Version. Okay, sorry. Right. Yeah, no, that's not the sharp. That's the major seventh over the G chord, Becker. If I'm on a C, and do I do it on that? No. I would do it there. It just cracks me up every time. I would never do that at my church. Dudley would be like, Tommy, what are you doing back there? Totally what he would do. So yeah. So you get that, you know, and it really is just kind of playing the chords and trying to find the melody in there. And then the next voice right here, the next thing that happens is a da, 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 da. Play that with me. 5th fret, 1st string. Da, 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 da. Yeah, but that major 7th Becker is just as beautiful as that sharp 11, right? Or the sharp 4 or whatever. It's like, it has the same feels. All right, so I'm gonna play D like this. All right, so I'm playing open D string, 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and say this 5 times fast. Pinky on the 5th fret of the 1st string, and then hit that top note twice, and then just go to a D chord, but this time barred. Now you could go, you could do that if you wanted to. If you didn't want to do a little mini bar chord. That D5 is up here, by the way. Okay, and then, oh. Now technically, I think it may be just a G chord there. Yeah, so you don't need to do the C chord there. You could just do a G chord there. All right. So let me change that as well. You can do a screenshot of this or screen grab of this and kind of have the chords if you want. It's this one, yeah. So I'm gonna put G here, and in parentheses around the C. The reason I may have inserted the C, maybe because somebody did it sometime and I heard it that way, and that's how I think it goes. But it's interesting, it's almost kind of like a blues progression, because it's like the first 4 bars are simple, the next 4 bars are pretty simple, and the last 4 bars have all the turnarounds in them. And so that's kind of what we got going on. The first section is fairly simple, the next section's maybe a little busier. Like here we have, it's really not much busier, but G for 4 bars, and then D for 2, and then G for 2 technically, but I like to do the C for the G note on the melody. On the D, I go to the G chord. All right, but you could do. So what I'm doing there is I'm playing that top note. I'm playing a full-on G chord, and I'm hitting the top string, and I'm going to the 2nd string. Okay, so far we have. And that would be something you could do too. You know, again, to start to fill things out, but you almost want to get it simple first, and then try to add some of those elements. You know, maybe, and again, whenever you're doing those things, you want to work them, meaning you want to isolate that bar, the 2 bars or whatever, work it to death until it's like second nature. So how would I do that? So yeah, I can't bring my thumb down to the D string. Okay, so that's what I would probably do, something like that. So I would probably do the D note melody with my 2nd finger here, and then answer it with the G string open, and then I would do that climb, hitting the open G string in between the bass note, right? And that gets me to the C chord, which is the second line. Okay, But that's an added thing. So what I want to do is try to show you like the simplest version. Okay, or if you want that 4-1. And the other reason I might have done that is that's the amen. Amen. Right? It's the amen cadence, how you would end every hymn. So amen always sounds good. All right, then we go to the C chord, play C, and now we're going to play standard C with the open E string and hit that E string again. And then to kind of keep those notes ringing out, like you could do this, right? Take everything off so you could do that. And I'm just hitting open E again, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, open. But if you can do this and keep those notes ringing out, that's much better. You know, piano players have it easy. They can just take a piano, you know, and they can just play a chord. What am I playing? And I can just hold the pedal down. See, I don't even have to have my hands on a piano. And it all rings out. Guitar players don't have that. So you really have to choose your fingers well, which fingers are going to be where, so that you. And that's a stretch, okay? Play C. Take that 2nd finger down to the 1st string. Put it back on the 4th string. Go back down to the 1st string. Do that a bunch of times, okay? It's like one of my finger stretching exercises. Oh, thank you, Bruce. I'll try to get all the way through this. All right? And that allows you to play that beautiful sharp 4. But if you can't, if you have to, maybe take off the bass note. And then you go to the D. Go to the G chord, the very first G chord, that G6. All right. All right, so C, top string, G, F sharp, E, G with a D on top, then the E, D, B. Okay, so that's the whole 2nd line. It's just the same thing repeated twice, right? Now, could we do something else? Maybe. You could substitute some stuff in that. Or maybe. I've heard that done before. C, the A minor. And you know why they probably did that was so that they didn't have to have that crazy stretch. Okay? Notice if I take this finger off the C and go to an A minor in the bass, which A minor is a minor substitution for C major. All right? So any song you have that's C and you sing, anything you sing over C will also pretty much always work over A minor. All right? But yeah, so yeah, my day just started, and I'm working on a video game today. I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it. I did a session for it a few weeks ago, live session, and now they sent me some pickup stuff. The composer sent me some pickup stuff to do. I'm actually going to play Saz, I think. I'm going to try. It says Saz. He says, you don't have to play Saz. You can play just, some other ethnic instrument. But I have a Saz, and I'm going to see if I can play what he wrote. I already looked at it. It's not horrible. Thank you, Joseph. Let's see, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Okay, so now we've done that. Okay, now we're on the bottom line, and we're on the D, and I did this D, okay, that we started with, remember, and that's up here. And slid up to this D. But you could also just already be up here at the 5th fret and bar your first finger, top 3 strings. And so you could play, it would be D, open D string, then 5, 7, 5, and there's our melody on top. I'm using a pick. Okay. So practice that. I'm adding my pinky. And then I'm doing that. That's the melody. C, A, and F sharp, which is just kind of outlining a D7 triad. We can put a flat 9 in there. Oh my gosh, what would that be? Let's see. See. We could do maybe 9th, maybe. I don't know. I just think keep it simple. Now you could do something like that if you wanted to. So if you take a D7 chord, go up 3 frets, then you got A on top, and then you got C on top, right? So you're creating kind of a sharp, a D7 flat 9. But that sounds almost too cartoony to me. But then so it goes. All right, but we could do E minor, and then add the pinky though. You're gonna need that G on top because if you just play E minor, people will hear the melody, but you want to play the melody because it's kind of like you're playing the melody. Technically, what we're creating is a chord melody, a jazz chord melody, which is, you know, like I said, taking the melody and the chords and putting them together, or a fingerstyle version of it. So you have, you basically are, I'm creating a standalone version of Silent Night. This is all you need if you just, someone's going to sing. But if you're going to be by yourself and you want to play it, then this is, get those melodies in there. Now you can do that under the singer too. Piano players do that all day long. Oh, I bet, Gary. Okay, so we did this D7, and then G, okay, just the regular G, G on top, and then here's the A9, and I wrote this here, A9 is right there. That's a nice chord. A, we got a G there, that's the 7th. We got a C sharp, which is the 3rd. We got the B, which is the 5th, and that's the one we can always mess with. You go sharp 5. Flat 5, but then we got the B on top, which is the melody and the 9th of the A9 chord, right? So, and then again, you instead of G, you could do E minor or this E minor, or E minor 7. That's very nice. I'm still torn. I can't decide between the E minor 7 there or the E minor pure, just no 7th. There. Even though this is, as long as I don't put that flat 5 in there, I mean the flat 9 in there, this doesn't particularly sound jazzy to me. As soon as I hit that 7th there, it's the first 7th we've had outside of the D7. It sounds a little bit jazzy. But unless, yeah, so let's see. And then this, and that's this A9 chord here. If we want the A9 flat 5, that's nice. Or you could even, like I said, you could, I like that. I kind of got that from playing the musical Evita. There were a lot of songs in Evita that were like. It was a hard guitar chair. I mean, if I was subbing on it, which made it hard. If I had been doing all the rehearsals and all the shows, I would have it down. But I was flying by the seat of my pants. This is I don't remember. It was it was more than 20 years ago. And it was a high school musical, so it wasn't like high pressure or anything like that. It was. I mean, I think he paid $100 a night or something. So I think I subbed for him for 2 nights. And, so I'm putting all this work in for a couple $100. He got, $2,000 for the whole run of the show. So, in that scenario, it makes a little bit more sense. But, and then, okay, so we just got to get that. So we did, or the E minor. And I would do this one in church. I do this one in church. You could also do, well, you could do this. Ooh, that's a little out there. I would do sometimes this. Put the C sharp in the bass. Kind of the same chord, but is this, but no 7th. Couldn't get the 7th in there. Yeah, so, or I would do this, I think. Get the C sharp, 2 G's, a B, and a. So now you have a 7th. There's no root in there now, and 2 B's. This I like this voicing. That's a nice voicing. Again, so I'm open 5th fret, 5th, 6th, 5th, 7th. Those are fret numbers. And I might use my pinky there, just so this isn't too hard. Makes it a little easier for me to use my pinky there. But if you want the flat 5, you've got all of this, all 4-finger chord here. You can resolve it up if you want. You can even just slide it up. See if you can do that. If you can grab this chord, see if you can just slide that first finger up while it's still ringing. That's kind of a nice little trick to do, It's and then G, just a full G. Top note is melody. Then the D note on the 2nd string, open 2nd string. And then D. You put, yeah, it's kind of weird. Then so D, but just to the 2nd string, so really make it a D power chord. Right? And then we're gonna go to the that's how you're gonna do it, right? That was actually the original first chord of Jesse's Girl. Uh-oh. Becker, the wife got home with the kids. Okay, go have dinner. Thanks for hanging out. At first, we didn't have many people here, but I'm seeing more people here. Yeah, Gary, God bless you for taking care of your dad. I mean, the Bible is the 10 Commandments. Everybody knows the 10 Commandments, or at least you've heard the term. And the first commandment in the Bible that has a promise is the honor your mother and father, and it says, "And I will extend the days of your life." Now, I don't know if you want your days extended, but one of the things, like I said, that's the first promise in the Bible, and it's the first promise of the commandments. First commandment with purpose. Yeah, 27 is pretty good right now. And so yeah, it might happen for us too, because we took my mom in and took care of her. She passed away at 84, and so I was 54. Dang, it's almost been 10 years. I can't even imagine. That just doesn't seem right. Seems like I just saw her yesterday. My dad passed away 3 days after my 50th birthday. So, um, yeah. So I mean, I would love to see my dad again and my mom again. You know, so that's hard to remember when you're taking care of them, and it's a pain in the butt. You know, my friend, his mother-in-law just passed away. She was 95 or something, maybe older than that. And she was in such bad shape when they took her in that they thought she'd last a year or two, and she lived 15 more years. And one of the things they did was they took her off all her medication. She was just in bad place. And they just said, well, what's the worst that can happen? I mean, she's practically a vegetable. And she was totally energetic, you know, life of the party, you know, totally different person. It was crazy. But so many, you know, the drugs have interactions, and some of them, you know, I know statins can cause memory loss and things like that. What are they called? No. So yeah, it's like they just said, well, you know, if she dies because she's not getting any of the drugs, then she dies, but she's not doing very well. And then she lived another like 12 years, 13 years after that. And so I know my friend Jim's going to be blessed. Hey, Gon, what's going on? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's how our kids are gonna feel. It's just weird. Now, I mean, kids could always, if they don't get, if it doesn't make them sad, they can always turn on my YouTube channel and watch all my YouTubes once I'm gone. You know, they could even, Emma could even, you know, like, oh, I'm taking lessons from my dad. I thought your dad died 10 years ago. Well, he's on YouTube. That's kind of what I thought the whole Facebook thing was going to be about. Was like at some point, like they lock your account, and if you want all those pictures, you got to pay them because you know they own them, I guess. And I thought that was going to be their money, their system for making money. What am I thinking of? The phrase I'm thinking of. And it turns out it was more of a kind of a, well, the advertising thing, man, freaking brilliant. I mean, it's like serious targeted advertising. Now, I don't know if they actually knew that was going to be the case originally, but the more information you give them, the more targeted ads can be to you. And in some ways, that's not a bad thing. You know, people, it's kind of creepy. I don't like it when they're listening. I actually deleted Facebook app off my phone because, you know, the GPS and everything. We went to Prescott, Arizona one time, and then I opened my phone and I clicked on Facebook and it said top 10 things to do in Prescott, Arizona. You know, people are advertising to go to our restaurant or go to our restaurant or go to our store, and I was like, oh, that's kind of creepy. So I just deleted the app. But you know, some people would look at that and go, oh, that's super helpful. Thank you. In fact, it probably would have been, but I was kind of freaked out by it, so I deleted it. I didn't get the benefit of all their suggestions. And we found a good restaurant, the Blue Cat. It was very good. I don't know why I remember. It was so long ago. I don't know why I remember it. I also know there were two. I bought my SG there. There were two really good guitar stores, like vintage guitar stores, in Prescott, Arizona, up in the mountains. Crazy. So. I'm just being all sloppy. Okay, so we got that. And I'm just doing the D7. Actually, because I'm not playing the top string, you can just play D7 like this, because it's just a power chord. So I've got open D. I got my second finger on the second fret of the third string, and my third finger on the third fret of the second string. This is how I know I won't get Alzheimer's, because I got to say that kind of stuff. And then your first finger is available to hit the first fret, which is C, that seventh, and then hit the open, or not open, hit the A note on the G string, and then hit the open G string. And if you're still in junior high, you're snickering right now. All right, so I think everything is pretty much, well, let me play it. Let me play the whole thing from top to bottom. But I think everything is in there in this video, the lesson on how to do this. And I'm just filling it in random. Now, one of the things that guitar players have, remember I said a piano's nice, you know, because you can hold down the sustain pedal and it just keeps ringing. Guitar players have a similar tool. You have open strings. So you can use an open string to get your hand ready for the next chord or whatever. Sometimes I'll use an open string to move positions, right? So, and so I use that open E string to take that opportunity to move up the fretboard. And that's kind of the same thing I'm doing there. Just go to all open there and then. All right. Okay, well, again, Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a great time the next few days. Just enjoy family. You know, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, it'll be really quiet. There probably won't be a lot of things open. So it kind of forces you just to kind of stay home and chill out or whatever. And just try to pick up the guitar. You know, if you're by yourself and you're lonely and you're sad, you know, pick up the guitar. Let the guitar be your company. And if, like I said, if you just kind of use the day to rejuvenate yourself and, you know, just relax and chill and try to do it. Now, that's not going to happen with me. I got all the kids here. No grandkids yet, but who knows? Someday. But yeah, that would be a lot of, that would be a good thing to do. So, all right. What's that? Thank you, Dennis. Oh, Bob Schumann, it's your wife is Italian. Normally, yep. Well, that's, you know, and it's kind of an American thing to put old folks in old folks' homes. You know, not unusual to go to Europe and you have 3 generations in a house. I think that's actually, I don't know. I kind of like our empty nest syndrome right now, to be honest, or not syndrome, our empty nest right now. I'm kind of digging it, but yeah, you know, my job is kind of weird because I kind of need a quiet house a lot of the time. And so it would be difficult if I had a lot of people around to do my job. But at the same time, you know, it's always fun to have a lot of people around, you know, especially family, and always makes it, you know, fun, games and things like that. Getting stuff done, not so much, but having fun, definitely. But yeah. Yeah, well, I know in a lot of places where they don't have a lot, you know, like Japan, you know, a lot of nursing homes and things like that, they have robots there taking care of people, you know, because they don't have as many, they're not having as many kids. Nobody, really, no countries are having that many kids anymore. So that's a different conversation. So, okay. Well, listen, everybody, take care. God bless and be safe, okay?